there, Facebook. It is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer, and coach from Live, Love, Give. And today I have got a special message coming to you because it's been inspired by a beautiful new coaching client who have just had the pleasure of getting to connect with and getting to meet and go deeper with just now. So I was inspired by a few things that I really wanted to share with you guys, but ultimately it gave me today's message, which is that blame is absolutely and undeniably pointless, and that also coupled with that, the universe is orchestrating everything in your favor and challenging you as you require. And I want to kind of bridge the gap between those two kind of comments around blame and around what the universe is kind of doing, you know, that sort of intelligence that is kind of at play that we don't even know. And we can get so caught up in our ego, we can get so caught up in our fears that we lose faith in something grander at play. And that can oftentimes keep us really stuck and limited away from our potential. So I want to start with talking about talking about blame. So, so many of us get caught in the blame game. Either we are blaming ourselves or we're blaming others for different experiences in the past. So you can't have blame without the past. Some sort of, past experience or circumstance or whatever happened, occurred, and, we're reflecting back on that and we're either saying that it was our fault and that we're to blame and we should have been different, versus, other people, other people that that's their problem. They shouldn't have done what they did or whatever. And every time I hear any form of blame, I'm like, nah, not necessary. That is our limit. Blame, when we're blaming ourselves, we're just staying stuck and limited in our certainty. That's where blame comes from. We want to be certain about where that result came from. And we're often I believe we're always misguided when we get into that blame game that never ever serves. It's completely pointless. It's kind of like worrying about the past or worrying about something that you have no influence over anymore. It's like it is complete wasted energy, and so why do we do it? Because we want to gain some certainty. We want to have some closure of some sort, even if it's negative, even if it's really bringing us down. And on top of that, what can really help and support us to leave behind the blame game, and enter empowerment in our present and toward our future, is to realize and generate the kind of belief that empowers us. And I like to think about it as the universe orchestrating everything in your favor. It's the whole saying, everything happens for a reason and a purpose that serves you. If you carry around that belief and you find how that fits, you will absolutely empower yourself. You'll let go of the blame game. You can let go of the past. You can move toward the future and feel like you're not alone, and that, it's not about, you being fearful of stuffing up or repeating the same problems. You can go, okay, what has happened in the past? It's happened for a reason and a purpose that served me. What is that reason? What is that lesson? How can I utilize that to grow and progress and get to a new level within me now? If you have that kind of mindset, you're absolutely going to get that sort of benefit. And, another thing is this beautiful new client of mine that I'm super excited to be working with, mentioned, that they kind of blame themselves for not focusing on something, a challenge that they're having to deal with now, and that's why we're kind of working together. That it's reached this point in time where, okay, now is the time to work on it. And they had kind of gotten stuck in the blame game of blaming themselves, like, oh, why now? Like, why didn't I deal with this so long ago when it actually occurred? Why have I left this until now to actually deal with? And we can get caught up in that energy. But what really helped and supported this person was knowing that it's a kind of a belief to instill within you, which is that as you can handle it, you will be given the opportunity to deal with it. So, really what I mean about that is, you might have different things occur in your life and, you don't deal with them at the time, but there's no point in blaming yourself, because right here, right now, this beautiful human being that I'm working with, now is the right time for them. Now is the time that they have enough courage and strength, and, their circumstances are supporting them to get into this environment where we're going to go deep and we're going to clear that stuff away. Even if it did happen many, many, many years ago, there's stuff there that resides in our subconscious that this beautiful human being has such high levels of self-awareness that they absolutely know. They came to me knowing that this thing they've identified as being something that's really limiting them. They didn't even need me or anybody else to kind of, come in and kind of be able to see, okay, this is the thing that's really holding you back. They know this deeply within them, that this is it. And instead of blaming themselves for not dealing with it sooner, establishing a belief and realizing that there is a higher level of intelligence at play that is guiding you to exactly where you need to be at this particular moment in time. And to know that when you are ready, when you have got the courage and the strength to deal with it, you're presented with the opportunity to move through it. And that is where this particular beautiful human being is at right now. And I am super excited to be on that journey with them. And yes, so great. But I'm hoping that today's message is really going to help you on two levels. Number one, if you've got any sort of blame, either for yourself or anybody else, know that it is completely a waste of your beautiful energy that you could be rechanneling and redirecting towards a higher level of vision and clarity and direction for yourself and reaching the next level of your potential. No room for blame ever. Move beyond it. The way you get out of blame is you find the lesson within it. Know that if everything is happening for a reason and a purpose that serves you in some way, no matter whether it is that gift wrapped in sandpaper that doesn't feel so good in the moment or not, there is value there. What is the lesson? What's going on here? What is the value in this potentially negative thing that you've been blaming yourself or others for? What's the benefits of that thing happening? What is the lesson that it has taught you? How is it allowing you to expand, grow, get clarity, direction, purpose, meaning, whatever? Find the lesson and you'll know that you'll be able to drop the blame game. Anytime you blame, it is an alert for you to revert back to that circumstance that you are having some blame around to the self or to another, and realize and recognize that you're just seeing one side of that circumstance. You're seeing all negative without the positive. You're dismantling all the greatness and the lesson and the value from that event. And it is always there. Duality is a thing. It is every single thing has a positive and a negative. And to discount one for the other is to live in a fantasy, as we would hear from the amazing Dr. John Demartini. So I would really encourage you to look at your blame game. Stop with the blame. It never, ever, ever serves. And find the lesson. When you find the lesson, you find the benefit of that circumstance playing out exactly as it did, you behaving exactly as you did, them behaving exactly as they did, and you can find the benefits that bring you back into equilibrium in that circumstance. You'll break through, you'll relinquish the need to waste energy in the blame game, and you'll be able to rechannel it intentionally towards your inspired vision and getting you in that direction. Secondly, really hope that this message has served you in terms of realizing that there's something larger at play, and a belief that, stays in alignment with something larger guiding you and moving you towards everything in your favor will empower you to, have faith and trust in the process, and not get caught up in fear and overwhelm like it's all on you, and you could stuff it up and you could ruin your entire life, which just serves to keep people stuck, playing small, limited in their comfort zones, and never really reach for their potential, live a life filled with regrets? Do we need to go on and on and on? We all know where that leads. So realize that there is always something larger at play guiding you. It's working in your favor. It's here to present you with the challenges as and when you require them and are ready for them. And look at those challenges like the gift that they are. If it terrifies you, it's only really you being excited for your future. And this is one thing that I was just mentioning with this beautiful new client, was that feeling of being terrified or scared. It's that way because we're in the moment or we're focused on the one-sidedness. But when we have clarity of vision and direction and connection as to why this challenge is the necessary stepping stone to get us toward that higher level vision, it becomes excitement. I've told you guys time and time again that the same physiological response of terror and fear is the same as excitement. All right? So if we can just shift the meaning, and by way of shifting the meaning is we get attached to that, that clarity of vision and inspiration that's connected to the challenge, and we see every challenge as a necessary stepping stone moving us in that direction, becomes excitement. If we don't have any clarity over where we really want to go, and all we're focused on is the pain and the challenge, and we're like, why would I even do this? I'm totally overwhelmed, I'm terrified, and we stay stuck and we stay limited, and we avoid the very thing that could get us in the direction of where we really want to get to. And then we wonder why life is so unfulfilling, and we feel like we've got no progress, and we don't even know who we are, and all the rest of it. So hoping that this message has served you in those couple of different ways around blame and around trusting in something bigger, and knowing that you will be presented with the necessary challenges as and when you require them and are ready for them. Really, really hope this is serving you guys out there. I definitely want to check in with you guys. Have you got any questions? Have you got any comments? Or you just want to say hi and let me know where in the world you are tuning in from. You guys absolutely know how much I love hearing from you guys about that. And definitely drop me a question. And who have I got here today? Let me check in. I've got Mohammed and Patty's here and Alexandria. Yay. And Shaban. And Judy's here, and Alexandria, absolutely wise words, my beautiful friend and spirit sister. Thank you, beautiful Alexandria. I always love having your wise and beautiful energy present here, so thank you so much. And Stephen's here, and Alexandria. And no victim mentality, as it's not empowering in our present or future. Abso-friggin-lutely. Playing the victim is playing the blame game, absolutely. And it just doesn't serve. It only serves to keep you small and limited and stuck and well away from your highest potential. So absolutely spot on. And Thor's here, and Pablo, and Adrian, hello to you. And Barry, I'm loving that this is a great message, my friend. And Joe Rule, I'm doing really great. Hope you are as well. And Huss is here, awesome. And Rose, yay. And Hunts, and Jonathan, awesome. And Flavio, hola to you. And Doug, I'm loving that this is a great message for you, my friend. And Alexandria, it's also the trap to play the comparison game and put others above or below us. Very natural and human, but better to choose our own path and own our own genius and contribute to the overall betterment of yourself and expansion to the world. You are speaking my language, beautiful. Absolutely. It's how Dr. John Demartini talks into putting people on a pedestal or putting people in a pit. Playing that comparison game is absolutely just one-sidedness that we need to bring ourselves back into equilibrium with, to enter love, gratitude, and absolutely be able to deliver on our genius and contribute at our highest capacity. Putting somebody on a pedestal is seeing all good, no bad. Putting somebody in a pit is seeing all bad, no good. We're all things as human beings, and whenever we're in that comparison game like you're talking about, Alexandria, we're totally disempowering ourselves. We're seeing only one side, and it takes a lot of energy to just see one side all the time, but it keeps us very limited and stuck, small-minded, and playing a small game at life. And you and I both know that you got a lot to give, you've got a lot to contribute, and we need to get away from the things that drain our energy so that we can channel that energy toward our inspired vision and highest ability to contribute. So Absolutely beautiful. I so love your wisdom. And Abby's here, and Amy, and Tavis, and Kadri. I'm loving that this is a great message for you. Thank you for being here. And David's here, and Eunice, and Alexandria used your gift wrapped in sandpaper analogy today. Thank you for sharing this message, V. Love you. Much love to you. And I'm so grateful that all these different analogies are shooting their way out into the atmosphere. I love that. And Sam's here. Awesome to see you. And Haji, and thank you so much for your kind compliments as always, Sam. And Adrian, great message, getting so much out of this. Oh, touching my heart, Adrian. I love hearing that. And Sherry's here. Thank you. We needed to hear this evening. Great reminder. We enjoy listening to you. I'm so grateful to hear that. Thank you so much for being here and letting me know. It's my absolute pleasure. That's why I do these messages, is to hopefully add some value to you. And Alexandria, absolutely empowering message. So grateful to hear that. Beautiful. And Sam, love this message. Ties with my belief that I'm loved, protected, and provided for by the universe. Absolutely does. And such an empowering belief to have, Sam. You are a superstar. And Rose is here. Yay. Thank you for the message. You're so welcome. Beautiful. Grateful to have you here. And Melissa's here. And Sherry from Florida. Boom. I love it. And Melissa from Pinehurst, USA. I love it. Not totally sure what that is, but I better look it up. I love hearing where you guys are from. And Barry from Canada. Awesome. I love it. And Jimmy, thank you, Vanessa. Needed to hear that. Wonderful message. So grateful to hear that, Jimmy. And you guys can thank this beautiful new client of mine for being my muse and my inspiration for today's message. So yes, awesome. And Sean's here, and Gary, and Brian's here. Awesome. And Sam, listened to your music today, and the workout was blissful and electric. Boom. I love hearing that, Sam. Good taste in your music, as I can see. And Byron's here, and Huss. Hey V, I'm currently in the midst of making a career decision and trying to decide if what's holding me back is fear or concern about it not being fully in alignment with my strengths and draining me. I know you've had to make a career change before, and just wonder what your thoughts are on this. Absolutely, Huss. I so appreciate your questions, and my empowered energy is absolutely with you in your decisions, my friend. So what I would say is that when I very first had to make the shift and change out of what I knew to be wrong and toward what I knew to be right, I had really no idea what was right. And I just had a knowing of what I needed to move out of, and giving myself permission to discover what it was that I really wanted and was inspired by. And what I would say to you, Haas, is action. Stop overthinking. Start getting into action. Trust yourself. I know you've been through the 8-week group coaching empowerment program. Go back to week 6, the congruent meditation. Really focus on this, and know that we tap into our internal wisdom pretty quickly. But then we let our overthinking mind and our logic get in the way, and then we get all our fears and desires get in the way. And really what we need to do is relinquish the need for control and surrender to that knowingness, which is absolutely within you if you let it. And you might even want to do, I won't go down that rabbit hole. So, and what I would say to you, Haas, is you have gotten a level of clarity over your values. Make sure that you get that clarity again. That's a process, remember? Get to the next level. It's going to feel right. But get into action, and know that you can't have all the answers until you have some more experience. So I would just say, if you're really uncertain, don't stay stagnant. The best thing you can do is make the best to the best of your ability. Go with that decision. Test it out. Know that nothing is permanent, and every time you take an action, you get clarity over whether this is in alignment or not. And so much so that you can't actually know until you get into action. So instead of spending so much time deliberating over, should I go this way or that way? And you spend so much time, and then you get into more overwhelm and more confusion, and you're lacking self-trust and self-belief because inaction breeds fear and doubt. taking action breeds confidence and courage. So that would be my advice to you, just to get into action. Even if you don't have all the answers, like me, when I made the major shift out of what I was doing into where I am now, I just knew what I didn't want to do. So I took the action to close that and give myself permission to move in this direction and figure it out along the way. And like our friend Susan Jeffers says, in her amazing classic book on self-development, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, the whole thesis of that is to instill a belief that you can and will handle the inevitable challenges and you can figure it out along the way, but you must get into action. So hope that supports you on your journey, Haas, and I so appreciate your questions as always. And Ty's here, and Abhishek, and Sam. I'm now feeling so much inspired listening to you. Thank you so much, Superstar. You're so welcome, my friend. Absolutely love hearing that. And Doug, thank you, and good night from Canada. Thank you for being here, Doug. So appreciate you. And Barry, the universe has your back. Just have faith and it will all work out. Absolutely. I've got Gabrielle Bernstein's book. It's behind, I've got like all this stuff and junk in front of my books all in a row right now. But yes, the universe has your back. Just inspired me to think of Gabrielle Bernstein's book. But absolutely, Barry, I love that. Thanks for sharing your empowerment. And Ram's here. And Patty, what if your action step is dependent on someone else? Yeah, that's the problem sometimes, isn't it? That, you know, when we're tied to somebody else, we can't control anybody else outside of us. But without knowing exactly the details of what you're really experiencing there, Patty, I would say that we can't let the action or inaction of anybody else prevent us from taking the action that we need to, that we know within us. So what I would say to you is that you have influence. Although you can't control another person, you can most certainly influence them. So if your action step is dependent on another person being in alignment with that, the action step may be for you to express openly and authentically about what you need from them and how that's going to support them, how it's going to support you, speak in their values. Know that you have influence and don't disempower yourself by thinking, oh, I can't take an action because they can't do it or they're not going to do it. What do you have influence over? And maybe it means that you have to step up and you have to be a leader and you have to initiate the action. So think about it from that way, Patty. And definitely there is always a way. So I hope that supports you there, Patty. And I so appreciate your questions as always. And Sam, message came at the right time when I'm in the store buying laptop to go deeper into my greatness and limitless potential. Boom. I love hearing that, Sam. That's so cool. And the universe has a funny way of working. If we just stay open and trust that there's something more at play than we're consciously aware of. And Huss, outstanding, love it. I'll get moving. Thank you, V. You're so welcome, Huss. I love hearing that, my friend. So grateful. And I really hope that today's message has served you guys. Whenever you hear yourself blaming yourself or blaming another, know that it is just as bad as worrying about something that cannot be controlled. Wasted energy. Learn the lesson. Find the balance in the circumstance that you think shouldn't have been that way, or you shouldn't have behaved that way, or they shouldn't have behaved that way. Find the balance. Find where there was value at them behaving or you behaving that exact same way, that circumstance operating that exact same way, how there's actually a lot of benefits there that equal out all of the supposed negatives or drawbacks. Bring yourself into equilibrium. Learn the lesson. Find it. Learn it. Instill it within you. Take it on to the next level of your journey. And know that there is something much larger at play that you need to trust and have faith in, that is working in your favor, and it will present you with the necessary challenges and stepping stones that are going to help to enhance you toward your highest potential. It's always happening. Trust that everything is happening for a reason and a purpose that serves you. Nothing to blame, nobody to blame, and get into action along the way. Hope that really serves you guys. And last little comments before I sign off. Patty, thank you for your message. It's what I needed to hear. So grateful to hear that. Beautiful. And Ram, blaming is the worst message you can give your subconscious mind. Blaming is fear of taking up responsibility. So, so true. And playing the victim. So we need to relinquish all of that. Thank you, Sam. Such wise words. And Sam, yes, universe is always our beautiful friend. You got it, my friend. And Sam, your messages go deeper into my core. I appreciate and honor you. Same to you, my friend. I'm so grateful to hear that. And Brian, as always, thank you for this me dads. Oh, I might not know that word or something, but you're so welcome, Brian. I love having you here. And Haas fully resonated. So grateful to hear that. Yay. Love you guys. You're such my team. Super grateful for each and every one of you. Thanks so much for joining me live. And as always, I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary. And I really hope today's message has resonated and served you and empowered you. And it's going to let you go out into the world, trust in something larger at play, that everything is happening for a reason and a purpose that serves you. Find the lesson, learn it, and stop with the blame game. Sending you guys all of my love, and I cannot wait to see you tomorrow.